After what looked to be a rough start to our season, once again dropping our first two games, Jacksonville State and BYU, everything seemed to come together in a game against Tennessee, where we went on the road against the top 10 SEC school, took down Nico in his home, and we were able to ride that momentum into a victory over Colorado State. And suddenly this Baylor Bears team is 2-2 going into conference play, 2-game win streak, and we are here at home in the rain against our first Big 12 opponent of the season, and it is going to be against Iowa State. This is the team that we were able to beat last year as we were starting 0-5. Our first win of the season came against this Iowa State team on a last-second field goal, so we're going to see if we can go 2 in a row against this Iowa State team, but they are moving it down the field already after a Baylor 3-and-out. Quarterback is once again Rocco Becht. We've seen him last year, and he had some good moments for him. A deep ball in the end zone on third down, and double coverage is incomplete, and Iowa State will boot through a field goal. One thing that's going to be better for us this year than it was last year against this Iowa State team, Noel and Higgins have moved on to the NFL, so we don't have to deal with one of the best dynamic duo receiving cores in the Big 12. It should be a lot easier on our secondary, but now Baylor, third down, trying not to go 3-and-out once again, and there's Josh Beckett running ahead for a first down. He showed off his legs in quite a spectacular fashion, and he's already looking to continue that momentum on the ground. He is among the nation's leaders in rushing touchdowns. One thing we do have to cut down when it comes to his play is he threw 8 interceptions so far in these first 4 games, and he's got a good one there. Tyree Dobbins had a coming out party against Tennessee, and the freshman receiver is starting to put things together here as we approach the mid-season point, but a sack there on Beckett's going to drive them back. Got to get rid of the football in that situation. Third down and long. Beckett is going to have a flag on the play. Just get rid of the football. It's going to be incomplete, and the flag is going to be a holding, so obviously Iowa State is going to decline and set up a field goal try for our Bears, who are going to boot the kick through the uprights. It's going to be good, and it is a 3-3 game. Our defense takes the field now, trying to still adjust after all the losses that we've had on the defensive side of the football, and there's going to be a play on Avante Dickerson, our new #1 corner out of the transfer portal. Third down and inches, though, and it's going to be a stop in the backfield. 2 defenders converged. Iowa State's going to go for it here. 4th down and 1. Throw it to the flats, and that's a great tackle, and that's going to be Baylor football here in good field position. Handoff Richard Reese, and Reese is going to break a tackle, go up ahead for the first down, just barely getting it. It's been a really decent split between these two running backs, Reese and Jones. Throwing over the middle, though, that's going to be caught for a first down. And once again, it is Dobbins, now man in motion, going to be a handoff. Here's Tavoris Jones, and Tavoris Jones has been so impressive since coming over from Missouri, and we are happy to keep giving him the ball in these opportunities. And now Josh Beckett is going to keep the football here, run it for the first down, and get us to goal to go. And on the goal line, we love to load the backfield, crowded up, because any one of these guys could finish the drive, and it's going to be Reese this time. We love putting 3 guys back there because they know Beckett, Reese, or Jones, any one of the 3 could get the football, and any one of the 3 can score, and it's going to help out a lot more when our defense goes and forces a 3-and-out. A questionable run call, but Baylor will take it, and we'll take the football with a read option now, and Beckett's going to fumble the football, and the rain is certainly not going to help there as the ball probably slipped out. He's had some ball security issues so far with some of his reckless play style. We got to keep him safe, got to keep him wrapped up. There was no way to protect himself there, just a free rusher kind of came off the edge and blew up that option. And now on first down, it's going to be a throw on the outside. Caught, goal to go for Iowa State, trying to tie this game up, and Becht is going to drop to pass. The pocket is clean, and he throws us straight to the end zone, and Michael Parks has it for the touchdown. Iowa State ties it up here, and with little time left in the first half, Baylor, will they get anything going? They do. Get a big play there from Bonner, and Bonner on the run gets it to about the 40-yard line. Baylor now trying to see if they can get into field goal range, try to get this lead before the half strikes. It's going to be a throw on the run, and it's caught. There goes Trey Bender, and Bender gets it into field goal range. Just little time to go, 7 seconds to play now, and Baylor's just going to run the football, try to center it, and get it set up for our kicker in his preferred spot. And Baylor sends out the special teams unit, and the kick is good. So phenomenal job from the offense to run that 30-second drill basically and get the momentum going into half as Iowa State now has the football, and the Cyclones convert a first down there. Now at about the 35-yard line, it is 3rd down and 1. 1. Heavy shotgun formation. They're going to throw it quickly underneath to the tight end, who got wide open in the flats. He got lost there, and no one picked him up. And first down and 10 now. Pistol formation. Handoff inside. And that's going to be a flag on the play. And Carson Hansen's run is probably coming back, and it will be a hold. So really going to set the Cyclones back. First down and 20, staying in the same formation, and a handoff to Hansen. And he's going to pick up all the yards and more. First down, 21-yard carry, and Hansen now in the heavy shotgun formation. They're going to hand it to him again, and there's another big chunk run, and Hansen breaking a tackle, and he gets it inside the 10. 2 big runs in a row, and now it's going to be second down and goal. Throwing on the RPO, and it's a touchdown, and Iowa State gets it in the end zone. Baylor thought they had a holding penalty to derail the possession and get him backed up, but Carson Hansen does all the work to get him down the field, and it caps off with a touchdown. Now we have Beckett, a lot of time to throw, and when you give any quarterback that much time to throw, they're eventually going to find someone open. Like the patience to try to sit there and actually try to make a throw, make a play, and not just tuck and run it. He's got another pass wide open in the flats, and that's going to be caught for another first down. And the offense is finding the soft spots in these zones. They are not trying to cover us short. They really don't think that Beckett's going to be able to make these plays. I think he's too aggressive. And I mean, based on the first 4 weeks, that is true. But Beckett, he's proving the Cyclones wrong. There's another play underneath. Bender trying to head for the end zone. He dives, but he's short at the 1-yard line. And now first down and goal. Beckett is going to hand it off. And that's going to be Tavoris Jones. But there's a flag on the play. And this one is coming back. He did not need to hold there. And now it sets Baylor back in a very bad situation. First and goal from the 11. And Beckett going to throw it underneath. There you go. That's going to get us some of those yards back and going to get us about the 5-yard line. Second down and goal. Beckett is going to have a designed rollout. And he is going to throw it. And right there, perfect at the pylon. Touchdown. And it's going to be Tyree Dobbins. What a play from Beckett, and Dobbins having that connection there to know when and where he was going to be in the perfect place to put it. And now Baylor has the lead here, fourth quarter, 20-17, and Hansen, they're trying to continue to get him going as he had a phenomenal drive last time. Beck to throw, and he's just got a lot of time in the pocket, but he's going to send one deep, and it's swatted away. That's going to be Shane Clinton, the safety, and the safeties have been doing a pretty nice job so far. I mean, there's been 2 safeties that are true freshmen getting prominent playing time. Unfortunately, a 3-and-out here is going to send the football back to Iowa State in great field position, and there goes Hansen, and Hansen has a big run, and he is well over about 100 yards, closing in on that 150-yard mark, and a throw over the middle there. That's going to be Parks for the first down, and now a handoff to Hansen, once again cutting it inside. That was third down. That sends him over the 150-yard mark officially, and with time running down, Iowa State kicks the field goal and sends things over to Josh Beckett with a minute to play, trying to get a game-winning touchdown drive. He throws it underneath the trig, and Baylor, they're going to be bold here, just like they were in Tennessee, going for it on 4th and inches, and Josh Beckett's on the run, and Beckett, he turns 4th and inches into borderline field goal range here with 40 seconds to play. Play action, floating one up top to Michael Trigg, and that's going to be caught on the sidelines, and Baylor's in field goal range, and now the handoff is going to be to Tavoris Jones inside. He's going to set them up closer and closer, just trying to make that field goal all the more easy. Jones gets tackled down, but it's 4th down, and with time running down, kick is on the way, and it is good. And just like last year, Baylor wins on a game-winning field goal, and it looked all too familiar for Iowa State. It didn't matter who the team was and where they were playing, the result was the same. Baylor 3 in a row, and that was a phenomenal job from Beckett to go and turn that 4th and inches play into a massive gain. And it really has shown the boldness of this coaching staff to put the trust in the players to go out there and not play for overtime or not play safe. They're playing to win right now. We've seen it pay off in the Tennessee game where we could have tried a field goal to send it into overtime, but we didn't. We went for it. We went for the win, and it worked. And in this situation, we went for it. We went for the win, and it worked. And there's going to be instances where that may not work out later on in other situations. But for now, we are happy, and the smile keeps on getting bigger. Say hello to the new Baylor Bears, we have a 4-star corner, Leon Wilkins, and I believe, if I'm going to pronounce this right now that he's on our team, I think it is James Miley or Millie. You can correct me. I try to do the best I can with these pronunciations, but I'm not always perfect with it. I think it's Miley, though. Obviously, with Josh Beckett on our team, it's not like the need for quarterback was dire, but we wanted an insurance policy just in case things didn't go well with Beckett. 2, he was really wanting to go to Texas, so we stole him from Texas, so that's really nice. And also, at the very worst, he could be a 2-year starter for us down the line. We can redshirt him, and once Beckett finishes out his career, and if he's still the guy for us, then look at that. We got ourselves a quarterback waiting in the wings, but he is definitely a different player. He runs the more traditional offense if you wanted to kind of cut out some of that read option stuff and all that other stuff that we like to incorporate in our run game. He can come out here and run a traditional offense, and I think he's a really nice player. Like, for an insurance policy quarterback and a guy who could potentially be a 2-year starter down the line, he's really good, and we are so happy to have him. And I can't, state just how big of an acquisition Leon Wilkins is. This is a team on defense that likes to run man coverage and likes to, trust our guys and maybe put them on an island sometimes. And we just haven't been able to do that as much because we just don't have the personnel and the talent to do that. And with everyone kind of, exiting our secondary last season, getting a guy like Leon Wilkins is massive. We were able to pick up some corners last year, but none to this caliber. So Wilkins is going to have an opportunity to potentially be a starter or key contributor as a freshman because, we're looking at Avante Dickerson. He was only kind of a 1-year rental for us in the transfer portal. That true number one corner spot's going to be, a big question mark for next year. And we're going to have to see who can step up and who can earn that. And Wilkinson's going to be in the mix, so we're super happy to have him. Those were 2 players that we weren't really, favorites to get, or really guys that I was expecting to get. I was hoping, maybe one of them, but to get both of them is massive, and those are 2 very big players at big positions for us. So an awesome start to our recruiting class, and we've gotten a lot of really big players. Gibbs and Cornelius at receiver, Augustine at running back, and now we got a quarterback, a corner. I mean, a lot of big-time players at big-time positions, and the top guys on our board have kind of come through for us and chosen Baylor, which lets me know that we're at least doing something right, and I think that big win over Tennessee has given a lot of recruits a little bit of hope, thinking maybe this team can be something. And now, on a 3-game win streak, I think people are starting to see, hey, this Baylor team, they're going to make their mistakes. They're going to have their struggles. They may not have like some big 9-10 win season this year, but they're looking pretty nice, and maybe they're a little ahead of schedule when it comes to their development. And, we're going to see if we can keep that going as we head into our next game. We got ourselves a little Saturday night action here in Waco as we have back-to-back home games after the Iowa State victory. We stay home to take on Kansas, and I want to draw attention to one major thing that happened in last game that I think needs to be, credited more for our victory, and that is Josh Beckett. He completed over 70% of his passes, and we talked about his, dangerous balls and his interceptions. 8 interceptions in the first 4 games. Well, how about 0 for last week? So that is a big step forward, and we're going to hope that he can continue that as Baylor looks for their 4th in a row. A 3-and-out, it's not going to be a great start, and there's going to be quarterback Devin Sherwood to throw, and he's going to tuck and run, and Kansas, close to the first down marker, will get themselves 8 yards and 2nd down and 2. It is going to be handoff to the running back, Sevion Morrison. Morrison is the key piece of this offense to make it go around. He gets 20-plus carries, will also get involved in the receiving game, and here he is on a screen on 3rd down, but an open field tackle by Shane Clinton does the job and forces a punt. Baylor with the football back now in. Here goes Beckett on the run, and Beckett bails, and he slides ahead. 9-yard gain. Now it's going to be 3rd down and 2 after a 1-yard loss on the ground. Now blitz sent in, and the pass is going to be incomplete, broken up. And the good field position at the 39-yard line is going to be Morrison up the middle, and the blocking is perfect, and it's going to be a big play, and the touchdown-saving tackle is made, but not before he got to the 35-yard line, and the drop to throw, caught underneath by the tight end. Kansas is a team a lot like Baylor who has a lot of roster turnover. They're losing players like Jalen Daniels and Devin Neal, who are absolute stars for them, and they've had a struggle to start the season at 1-4, and now they're going to go for it on 4th down, but it looks like they're not going to be going for it because we will be handing them a first down. Cooper Lands, of all people, is the one to jump. He is supposed to be the disciplined veteran of this group, the senior, and he's the one who jumps, and now there goes Morrison, cutting it back to the inside, getting it to goal to go. Now second down and goal, and it's going to be a handoff to Morrison, who goes outside and gets the open lane, and Kansas is on the board. Touchdown Jayhawks, as they got the lead early on in this game. First quarter is still here, but it is winding down as Beckett tries to get this offense going. They haven't done a whole lot so far, and now it's going to be first down and 10. They just barely got the first down, a generous spot potentially, as they will happily take it. And now Beckett on the move, on the roll. He's going to just toss one deep. Dangerous ball, and it's picked off. And Beckett, he kind of reverted back to what we had seen from him in the first few games, where he's just throwing a dangerous ball and trying to do a little too much. And now the secondary kind of lets us down a bit there. They get beat on the man coverage, and a big-time gain now sets the Jayhawks up in position to take a 2-score lead. Freshman nickel corner Logan Edersog taking a bad angle there, allowing another short play to go to a big gain. And now a check down underneath. Going to be a little swing screen set up, and the defense swarms. It's going to be third down and 8, an opportunity to at least stop the bleeding a little bit. Throwing though underneath, that's going to be a first down, and it's going to be goal to go again for the Jayhawks. Handoff, Morrison has the lane, and he's in for the touchdown, and Kansas suddenly up by 2 touchdowns as Morrison has them both. Suddenly the second quarter is already halfway gone, and Baylor with the football back here on third down, needing to do something. They can't afford to go 3 and out again. Beckett's going to float one, and that's going to be caught. Great ball placement by Beckett, and he's trying to make up for that interception that's really put us in a hole here. Throwing underneath, that's going to be caught short of the marker, but it sets us up for an opportunity to go for it on fourth down, and Beckett's going to try to make something happen here, but the pressure is in, nowhere to go with the football, and he's sacked, and Kansas does the job on defense, sets him up. Morrison, another big run, block set up, and the blocking has been phenomenal from the Kansas offense, and it is nothing Baylor can do. Screen is now set up, and that's going to be caught and going up ahead for a 8-yard gain, and Baylor's just been able to do nothing here to stop this team. What a throw on the run, and fitting it in between 2 defenders is Sherwood, and that is a touchdown. Jayhawks again. Baylor was riding high in a 3-game win streak, and Kansas has been faltering all year, so this is a very shocking result right now. A flag now is only going to make things more complicated. Ebiselli has been really rough when it's come to the penalties all year. He's been the culprit of most of our holding calls, and now we're backed up again. Third down though, and that's going to be a big time throw to Trey Bender for the first down. We need something to go our way before this half ends to try to have some momentum, take something into the locker room. He's going to get drilled out of bounds. Beckett, though, gets up, shakes it off, and goes back to the line on second down, taking a shot deep for Dobbins, and he's got it, falling out of bounds. The defender just seemingly lost the ball in the lights, and just bad ball tracking there, but we will capitalize on it. Now goal to go. A little swing screen setup goes nowhere, and there is time running down, less than 10 seconds to play, and Beckett's going to roll. He is going to try to look and throw it. He's got the touchdown, and that is going to be Baylor on the board. Tyree Dobbins finishing it off. So the second half is here, and Baylor cuts it to a 14-point lead, so it is possible to come out here and make a comeback as we have the momentum on our side. But Kansas State, more importantly, has the football, and they are moving it as they just have not been able to get stopped on these third downs. Kansas has been grinding it out, 3- and 4-yard plays to set up manageable third downs where Baylor just hasn't gotten the stop. And here's another one, third down and 2. For Sherwood. He's going to hand it off, and there goes Morrison. And our defensive line is just getting put on their backs right now and setting them up in the red zone. Handing it off, and there goes Morrison. It's goal to go. And just no penetration on this defense, no resistance, no nothing. And when you run it like that, you can set up a little RPO for a touchdown. And it's just been nothing going our way on the defensive side of the football, and a lot of time taken off the clock. Just like that, there's halfway gone in the third quarter because of how much the ball has just been in possession of this Kansas team. It's been a perfect game plan for them, and they've kind of identified the weaknesses in our defense right now, as our pass defense has gotten better throughout the season, but it has only kind of put more pressure on our run defense and exposed just how weak that is. And now on fourth down, we're going to have to punt the football away. We can't go for it on 4th and 17 after a sack. So offense is now going to have to sit there and watch our defense try and do something, but they are gassed, they are tired, and now they're opening it up. Sherwood just throwing lasers over the middle, and now with this defense as tired as they are, Kansas is going to be able to just run down throats of our defense and pass it if they want to. I can definitely credit this Kansas team for their game plan in the triple option. Finally, something gets blown up, and we have a play. Caden Curry making that one. It's 3rd down and 14, but they're just going to run the football because they don't need to do anything here. They're playing to just hold the lead, and the kick is on the way to make it an even bigger lead for them. It's a 24-point game, so Baylor, they want to pull off some sort of miracle here in these final 8 minutes. It's going to take 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions, and we're going to get started with a 10-yard grab. Now with 7 minutes to play, man in motion. It's going to be Beckett to throw, and he's going to throw it on the run, and there's Dobbins, and that's going to be a 1st down, gain of 14 on the play, as Dobbins has been once again our best receiver, our best pass catcher. We haven't seen much of Michael Trigg all day, and our final opportunity to try to make a comeback is thwarted. A fumble from Beckett, just trying to do something. Our defense, at least, you know, while they held the ball for a couple of minutes, was able to, you know, bend not break, but a field goal is going to only extend this lead even further. It's unattainable to try to make a comeback here, but we're going to just wrap things up at the final minute and a half of this game and see if we can get some momentum to try to head into next week with, as the ball is thrown deep up top. That's going to be caught. So there's a big play on the offensive side of the football. Bonner has a deep bomb, and he has been, you know, pretty quiet for someone who's been our starting outside receiver. Pendergrass, a rare play from him. He gets on the field and gets it to the 1-yard line. And now with a man in motion, Beckett's going to roll left with the man in motion, try to follow him, and he's going to flip it to him, and that's going to be a touchdown for Trey Bender. And that's going to be your game. Baylor gets a garbage time touchdown, but it's a 34-14 loss, and it's a bad loss for this Baylor team, who really was getting a lot of people excited. I mean, you could see another game where the running back goes for over 150 yards, and this has become a real concern, and you can see why in the recruiting side of things. Last year, I was just stocking up on these, you know, hybrid run-stopping D linemen because I knew the run defense was going to be a bit of a problem. And even on the interior, we have Cooper Lands, who's a power rusher, and Alexander Durant, who's a power rusher. Both of those guys are more so pass-rushing specialists. We don't have much on the run-stopping side of things, and our linebackers are the weakest part of our defense. So weak linebackers, weak interior run-stopping help. And the edge rushers, while they're fine in the run game, it's still just not good enough, as everything has been on the inside, and they've been just attacking that on our defense. So that's something that just we're going to have to try to manage this season. Some bad news here, someone who could have helped us out a lot, that's Enrique President, who was a run-stopping player. He's going to be going to Texas A&M. He was one of the best players on the board, and someone who I was so looking forward to potentially having. We lose out on that battle, but the rest of our recruiting board is looking pretty nice. But we need to figure out this run defense, and we need to figure it out soon, because we are now at the midway point in the season where we're 3-3. We're, you know, kind of on that fringe of potentially being a bowl team. If we want to make a bowl game, we need to get something going, and maybe that just means we need to rotate our D-line more. Maybe we need to make a change at linebacker. Something needs to go down if we're going to have an opportunity to go far this season. Obviously, we're not looking at no conference championship, but the goal right now, especially after that Tennessee game and that 3-game win streak, is, hey, we can go out here and make a bowl game and really give ourselves some upward trajectory, upward momentum. And I think that, you know, we've seen after that 3-game win streak that the recruits start to flood in a little bit after we take that loss, and it looks bad. Enrique President looks at it and says, well, maybe I don't want to be here. Maybe Texas A&M going to the SEC will be a little bit better for me. And you can't blame him, but man, President could have been the guy to help us out there. He definitely would have gotten playing time as a freshman. So our search for some run defense was going to continue, but we get a lot of help here. Ciante Schumacher is a awesome commit. And let me tell you about this run-stopping middle linebacker that's going to be heading to Baylor this upcoming season. He was a player that fell through the cracks a little bit because he's undersized, 5'11", 240 pounds though, but he is athletic, he sees ball, and he gets ball. He may not do a whole lot for us in coverage, but right now that's not what the priority is. We need to stop the run, and he is fast, he can tackle, he can get in there, he's a tank in the middle of our defense, and is going to be an absolute rock in the center of this linebacking core, someone that I can absolutely see going out there and winning that linebacker job as a true freshman. And at the very least, we probably will need to play him as a true freshman just for his run stopping capabilities. This is about as perfect of a player as we could have possibly been hoping for. I mean, imagine getting him and President to get, you know, that duo, but we needed a player like him, and this was one of our top players on our board. It is a massive acquisition, especially with what we've seen the past few weeks. A guy like Ciante is going to have to wait till next year, though. For now, we have to try to figure out if we're going to be able to stop the run game this season. And if we can't, that could be where our downfall eventually comes in. We're taking on SMU this week as we continue Big 12 play, and it is going to be the first time in a long time that these two teams have faced off in Big 12 competition, but we're happy to have this game back here with them being back in the Big 12, and we're going to see what Beckett and the offense can do. They had a lot of time to rest last week because they were on the sidelines for most of the game, and it's going to start off with first down completion. Now second down and 13. Beckett is going to just tuck and run it, and he is very quick to run, very decisive, and he has a big-time game. It'll be 29 yards as we jump ahead to third down and 9. Beckett with a spread field is going to throw it. That's going to be Tavoris Jones, and Tavoris Jones with the grab. He's been very good in the receiving game, and that's where he's kind of earned the edge over Richard Reese, as he's just been a better receiver up to this point. Beckett, he's going to run. He's going to try to extend the play, escaping, and he's got the touchdown. Josh Beckett scores again in the red zone, and he just is so dynamic when it comes to finding that end zone. You don't find many players who are able to have a nose for the end zone quite like him. We turn things over to a very good SMU offense and quarterback Preston Stone, who's going to throw outside, and it's intercepted. That's Avante Dickerson, and Dickerson, the Utah State transfer, he goes all the way, 41 yards, and the biggest play in his Baylor career, and they're starting off hot. They're not happy about how things went down last week, and now Dickerson able to break up a play there. Third down and 2. Stone trying not to go 3 and out. They hand it off to LJ Johnson, and it's going to be, you know, up the middle once again. We're going to hope that that defense can hold up against the run. Here they go with another run, and it's going to be just fighting ahead for more yards. First down is acquired. Now man in motion. It's going to be the handoff to Johnson. No, they're going to fake it, and there goes Stone to the outside, and Stone can run a little bit. He goes to the 31-yard line. First down, and SMU moving it. Now they're at the 25-yard line. Second down and 2. Checking it down. There is LJ Johnson. He could do it in the receiving game as well. To the 15-yard line. Second quarter is already underway. And now second down and 7. Stone with a clean pocket will throw it. And that's going to be caught at the 1-yard line. And close to the end zone. Now it jumps to second down. Pop past the Cozart. And he gets brought down at the 4-yard line. It's third down and goal. And they're going to spread the field. They're going to go to the air. Stone is going to throw quickly outside. And that's broken up. And you know, the defender didn't get his head turned around for the football, but it does not matter because he breaks it up, and that's going to be a missed field goal. College kickers are an enigma, and sometimes they will be very disappointing and underwhelming, and for SMU, they are disappointed, and now a little sweep, and Tavoris Jones, what a cut, and he finds the open lane, and this is why Tavoris Jones has really emerged as this team's #1 running back, as Richard Reese not able to do as much there, but Tavoris Jones has been so impressive, and man, what an acquisition he was. Unfortunately, unable to do anything with that big run, as a dangerous pass into double coverage will lead to a punt, and Preston Stone in the offense takes the field with a nice connection there. 41-yard line, first down and 10, as they will sweep it, and there goes Johnson going outside, and he's got the speed to get just to the first down marker and keep the chains moving at midfield. Now second down and 11. Johnson finds the lane up the middle, and that just lack of penetration and converging on the ball carrier in the middle. They just get held up by everybody, and it's been such a rough couple of weeks, and it seems like it's continuing here. And when you can run the football for chunk plays at a time, like this one where there is just an open lane, I mean, SMU's running back coach himself could run through a hole that big, as it's going to be a little fake sweep, and Preston Stone keeps it, and he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. SMU finally on the board, and the Mustangs trying to get momentum in their favor. 2 minutes to go in this first half as Beckett will keep it on the option, and Beckett is just so fast into the edge. He gets knocked out of bounds, but he's in enemy territory already. Play action, and Beckett throwing one back shoulder, and it's going to be a completed pass. Him and Dobbins just continuing to get better with that connection. That was third down and long, and Beckett's going to tuck and run it. He's got an open lane, and Beckett jumping over a defender. Doesn't really get him a whole lot of extra yards, maybe 1 or 2, but we'll take the highlight reel runs when we can get them. And Beckett just handing it off to Morris Jones. Close to the end zone. He's 1 yard away. We're taking our time. We're running the clock under 30 seconds. Handing it off, and Tavares Jones punctuates that touchdown drive. And what a ground attack Baylor has when they get going. It's hard to stop all that speed that they have. First down and 10. Little time to play, and beating him off the press. Dickerson, he got beat, and they're going to go all the way. And that is just a disastrous way to end the half. Just when Baylor did everything correctly, they're going to go into the half with just a 7-point lead. Dickerson with the pick six, he gave it right back basically, and everything Dickerson's done in this game has just basically been nullified. He got a touchdown, he allowed a touchdown, and that's just going to be unfortunate. Third down and 3 for SMU. Baylor trying to get off the field here. They cannot do it. Kozart's been basically the only receiver doing anything for this SMU team, and they're happy to keep feeding him the football. And speaking of feeding him the football, LJ Johnson with the carry, but there is a flag on the play. It's going to be holding, and this one's coming back, and first down and 20 turns to second down and 15. A little read option for Preston Stone, and his own player got in his way, and we're going to capitalize on that. It's third down and long now. Can we finally get off the field here? Dropping to throw, and Stone has nowhere to go with the football, and Alexander Durant, he gets in there for a sack. He'll get half a sack for that, and Baylor's offense on the field. Third down and 1. And barely the Josh Beckett keeper gets it. First down and 10 now. Play action. Beckett to throw. And he's going to go outside for an open man. And it's been a while since we've heard this name. Michael Trigg with a big catch. He's been kind of absent last week and so far in this game, but he's getting going with that big play. And another one over the middle. Trigg has it down to the 1 yard line. And there we go, reintroducing one of our best pass catchers to the offense. And Tavares Jones, he got his second touchdown of the game. And Baylor gets into the end zone with a big time score to give us a 2-score lead. And now LJ Johnson getting the ground game going for SMU, but there is another flag on the play, and this one's coming back as well. And now they're going to be set back in a spot where they're in third down and 8, trying to get this to a 1-score game, and they throw it to Kozart, and Ashton Kozart over 100 yards now, and he has been the real difference maker in this passing game. Now Stone got a man in motion. He's going to go with free pressure up the edge. Samuel Pemba with the sack, and he was not fooled by any of the fakes or jets or motions. LJ Johnson, though, is going to get a lot of those yards back in more, setting him up with third down and manageable. Third down and 6. Stone dropping to throw. He's got a clean pocket, but the pressure had gotten in eventually. Coverage was phenomenal there, and we're going to get the football back up by 2 scores, trying to maybe put this one away, and now setting up a screen for Michael Trigg. We really want to get him more involved because he is a real difference maker. You know, not a lot of college teams utilize tight ends as much as they maybe should, and Trigg is a difference maker at that position. A flag on the play here on third down is only going to hide the fact that that was a really bad option play. Kind of ran out of field there, as now we got to give this ball back to the SMU offense. We weren't able to take too much time off the clock, but it is the fourth quarter, and we're just trying to hold on to that 2-score lead. SMU now third down and 3. Preston Stone draw. It's going to be Johnson, and he's just barely short. Baylor gets the open field tackle, and surprisingly enough, they do punt the football away, and I am a little surprised by that. But now second down and 9. Beckett, he's going to throw it, and trying to go to the flats, and a miscommunication there, and that is just a very poor communication play. He wanted to throw it to the flat, and, you know, for some reason the receiver cut up field and cut it right into a defender, and now Johnson on the speed option, he's got the touchdown, and now it's a 1-score game. That's going to be something that drives you crazy with a young team like this, is these unneeded errors and these miscommunications, these things that you still need to kind of work on over practice and over years of being together and the continuity. When you got all these freshmen out there, you're going to have plays like that, and now SMU has an opportunity to not only get back into this game, but tie this game with this possession. Johnson gets blocks on the outside. He gets a new set of downs, and SMU can take their time. They can run the football. They got plenty, and it's only a 1-score game. Throwing it underneath, that's going to be caught, and a 9-yard pickup, in SMU with scoring position here. Second down and 1, 4.5 to play. Stone throwing, that's going to be caught, and now they're in the red zone. Just a couple of plays away from the end zone and potentially tying this game. Stone on 2nd and 12, end zone, and the diving swat is made 3rd down and long. Now with 3.5 to play, Stone making some adjustments at the line, and they're going to run it. And a surprising call, but they maybe wanted to catch Baylor off guard. They've been able to get chunk runs all game, and they're going to settle for the field goal. So they're going to turn it over to Baylor's offense, and it seems like SMU's just playing a safe, conservative game, waiting for Baylor to continue to make mistakes. And I guess it's not a bad strategy, but Baylor, you giving them the football back. I mean, they're 1 or 2 plays away from ending this one. It's going to be 2nd down and 11. The throw underneath is going to be caught. And now setting up for a potential game-winning play here. 3rd down and 4. Beckett just misses the football, and it was a bad throw. Trigg had it, and now SMU has an opportunity to try to win this game. Deep ball, and Shane Clinton comes over to make the play, and that's going to be a big-time deflection. 4th down, and an opportunity to get this game over with throwing, and the deflection is made, and that was the other safety making the play. I think that was George Casillas, and the 2 freshman safeties help seal this game. And even though it got scary at the end and some of those rookie mistakes reared their ugly heads, a miscommunication, maybe Beckett trying to force it a little too much in that situation where he was trying to just make big plays to get the game over with, and then when he needed to make the easy play to Michael Trigg, he didn't. And there's going to be games where that is going to be the deciding factor, because maybe today we escaped with the victory, we're able to get the stop, but maybe another day we won't get that stop and we won't do it. And you know, it's even worse for our running game. We've allowed 150 plus, 150 plus, now 175 yards to a running back. I mean, that is disastrously bad. That is over 450 yards allowed between 3 running backs in the last 3 games. You just can't win like that, and somehow we are finding ways to win. But again, you know, maybe it works today, but it may not work tomorrow. So we advance the week and we go up ahead. We got ourselves another big-time commit here. Tank Cherry, a projected tight end. Dakota Parrish, a center. And John Gaston, a right end. So let's dive into the 3 players that we are being welcoming on to this Baylor roster for next year. We start off with Tank Cherry. I brought up how college offenses are a little indifferent when it comes to utilizing the tight ends. Obviously, you have your Notre Dames and your Iowas that are pretty prevalent at tight end, but there are a lot of offenses in the world of college football that just straight up don't even use a tight end or just use them as an extra blocker. Here at Baylor, we want to get our tight ends involved in the passing game, as you could see what Michael Trigg has done this season for us when he's gotten involved. And Tank Cherry could very well be a very cool piece to this offense, as he provides some nice athleticism, has some good hands, can actually work the field at all 3 levels if needed to be. He's a complete liability as a blocker, but as a tight end that we could put in line and maybe potentially flex out into the slot, kind of be one of those big slot hybrid receiver tight end combos, he may have a future at that. And, you know, this team does run things like a tight end screen, get them going on crossers and stuff. So Tank Cherry could do a lot of that for us and would be a nice Michael Trigg replacement. We have John Gaston up next, a big 6'6", near 300-pound end who, you know, is a little disappointing when it comes to his overall play strength, but provides some nice athleticism for us. He's probably a little too weak to play as an interior guy. You know, he's probably someone that would contribute to some of our struggles in the run defense, but as a, you know, kind of flex 4-3 edge rush type of player, he has the athleticism to do that, and at 6'6", 290 pounds, could be a really useful player. I mean, I'd be really interested to see if he could slim down, you know, 10, 20 pounds and try to get a little bit leaner, faster with his bend. Could he be a really freaky 6'6", 270-pound edge rusher for us? Maybe. I think there's a lot of kind of untapped potential with a guy like John Gaston. And the final player we got here, Dakota Parrish, I think he has 3-position versatility to play left guard, right guard, or center. He can play any one of the 3, and depending on what we need most is where he'll probably end up. He's also someone that I think just currently fits the makeup of this team. You know, more run blocker than he is a pass blocker, a guy who can get on the move if needed, good in his lead blocking and impact blocking for the pulls. This is why also I think he could play guard. I think he's someone that fits this team really well, especially if we want to go through that direction of running the football even more with Beckett, Tavoris Jones, and, you know, eventually Augustine when he comes in, and whoever else is going to emerge in the next year or two. I think he's a phenomenal player, one of the best linemen that we've been able to bring in so far. For our fourth and final game of the episode, this is going to be against a team that absolutely destroyed us last year in West Virginia, so we're obviously going to be looking for a little bit of revenge, and this is two teams that are both sitting here at 4 wins apiece, both trying to find their way to bowl eligibility before this season ends. Can we take down one of the teams that ran us off our home field and home stadium last year? We will see, and now the offense will take the field first to start this game, and here is Tavoris Jones for a first down carry. Just more and more confidence for Tavoris Jones, the junior back, as we continue to give him the football. Big time throw here, flag on the play, and he stands and delivers a big time throw, and a shot taken by Trey Bender, and it's going to be roughing the passer on top of it. So both quarterback and receiver took a shot and delivered, making a big play. Now inside the 10-yard line, Beckett to throw, and you know what he's going to do here when he gets close to the end zone. He's looking to run it, and he's got the touchdown. Amazing start for the Bears as we turn it over to Markle and the West Virginia offense. It is Nico Markle to throw, and the lefty quarterback will throw underneath. That's going to be caught for a first down. This is a offense that once again kind of runs through their running back, and it is CJ Donaldson who gets the play action there, throwing it, and it's going to be a flag on the play. So already 2 flags by this West Virginia team. A legal man downfield, so that one's coming back, and it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Hand off to CJ Donaldson, the star back, and this conference is just filled with great running backs, and just not good news for Baylor as they got to deal with another one here. Like I said before, over 450 yards given up by each of the team's 3 starting running backs over the past 3 games. Let's try not to make it another 150 plus, but Donaldson is making it hard already. He's got another chunk run, and he's getting it to the 15-yard line. Donaldson now in motion. They are going to swing it out, and that's going to be caught for a touchdown, and Bray has it. And it's going to be 7-7 as West Virginia's offense, very little resistance moving down the field from our defense. A 3rd down and 1 carry is stopped, but on 4th down and 1, way backed up in our own territory, we're going for it. Beckett trying to power his way through. There's a flag on the play, and of course the cameras point to Ebicelli, who has a hold. We didn't even get the first down anyway, so we aren't even able to save and punt the football away. We're just going to hand the football back to West Virginia in phenomenal field position. Our defense, though, phenomenal job. Quick 3 and out, so we are able to hold just to a field goal there. And for how disastrous of a 4th down failure that was, that's a big-time result as Beckett, they send the nickel blitz, and Beckett is able to evade, and he is just faster than even the DBs on these other teams. As a swing out, it's going to be Tavoris Jones, and Jones out of bounds. He has a nice gain in the first down, 45-yard line, 1st down and 10. Beckett to throw. He's going to roll and throw it quickly to the flats, and there's Tavoris Jones with a spin move, and Jones with back-to-back first downs through the air, and you could just tell, man, this team really likes them some Tavoris Jones, and the throw over the middle to Michael Trigg is caught for the first down, and now a little play action, and the sack is in, and West Virginia backs us up 3rd down and 17. Beckett to throw, and he's going to take a shot to the end zone for Dobbins, and it's swatted away, trying to give our big-time playmaker a chance. Maybe would have been smarter to set up a more manageable field goal try, because this one is no good. Wide left, and maybe a little short as well. Now it's going to be 10-7 with the West Virginia offense in good field position. Markle to throw, but he is sacked. All right, up the middle goes a linebacker to shoot through and bring him down. It is 3rd down and long, and throwing underneath, that's going to be caught, but that's going to be a stop from the Baylor defense, who's playing a little bit better after that first possession. Now it's going to be back to us on a 3rd down situation over the middle, swatted away, and now the punting unit is out. Kick is deep, and you know, it's still once again going to be good field position, catching it about midfield. But who cares about field position when the punt is just going to be taken back all the way? 1 cut was all he needed, and the touchdown for the Mountaineers. And now our first special teams blunder of the season. West Virginia up by 10, and now Baylor having to do something here with a few minutes to go in the first half. Big time connection there, Michael Trigg hanging on, and he is our best player when it comes to holding on in traffic, as now on 3rd down and long. It's going to be Beckett. He's going to run it, and he gets the first down, able to extend the play like not many in the Big 12. He's going to drop to throw once more, under 2 minutes to play, and that's going to be caught by Bonner. 3rd down and 3, trying to keep this drive going, trying to keep things moving. Beckett, he's going to roll right, and he's got the first down marker once again. and he is now bringing his team to about the red zone area. Minute and a half to play. Beckett, pressure comes in from the inside. He's going to roll left. Beckett stops. He's going to throw it, and that's going to be a touchdown to Tyree Dobbins. And great connection from those two. Beckett able to notice the spy, not run it, kind of get that chemistry going with Dobbins to get the touchdown. And that's going to be a connection that continues to get better and better. Dobbins, now his third touchdown in the last 4 games. Now on third down, big time sack. He shot the gap, and it's going to be Baylor football with 30 seconds to play. And can they tie this game going into half? Not quite. A sack is going to turn things back to the West Virginia offense, who's going to throw on second down. And Mark Cole to throw it, and it's going to be jumped and intercepted. Williams takes the football, and a lot of action going down here in this final minute and a half of this first half. And Williams celebrating. He's earned that number 2 corner spot, rightfully so. And now underneath the throw, it's going to be Tavoris Jones cutting it upfield and getting into a lot more manageable field goal range. And Baylor, with a phenomenal final 2 minutes, gets themselves 10 points and a tie game at halftime. And West Virginia is not going to be happy about that, but they're going to go right to the ground. C.J. Donaldson having another good game, and it's not really a big deal to have a big game on the ground against Baylor. It happens a lot, and it's been happening, I mean, each of the last 5 weeks, seemingly. Flag on the play here. West Virginia is going to have that coming back, holding, and third down and long is now the situation for Markle, who's going to throw it over the middle. That's going to be caught for the first down, and Baylor's defense has got to do better in that situation. You got to get off the field in those third and long situations, especially when the team goes out there and makes a mistake like that. We make a good play there, 5-yard loss. Now it's going to be third down and 8. Another opportunity to get off the field is Markle with a clean pocket, and we need some pressure there. That's going to be caught and running up ahead for the first down. Now in the red zone, West Virginia dropping the throw. Blitz sent in, and they get it out in the flats. Good read there. Now first down and about goal to go. Just about to be hard to get a first down without getting a touchdown here on third down and 7. Pressure gets in, and that's going to be a sack. And we're going to force the field goal, so we bend but don't break. Unfortunately, that was a long opening drive, about a 7-minute drive to take off a lot of time off the clock, and we're already close to the fourth quarter. Baylor's offense has been having this issue a lot this year, where they've been on the sidelines for a significant portion of the game, and this explosive offense being held to just a couple of minutes of possession in the second half. But we only need a couple of minutes when you got Tavoris Jones making 2 big carries in a row, and we're already at the 30-yard line. First down and 10. It's going to be handing off to Dawson Pendergrass, and Pendergrass with a rare carry fumbles the football. Somehow it works to our advantage. We get a first down out of it. Now a handoff to Tavoris Jones. Flag on the play, though. A very quick one. And look who it was, the guy who recovered the fumble, but the guy who also likes to grab a whole lot, Ebiselli. Now it's backing us up. Second down and 23, play action. Beckett rolling. He's got pressure in his face. He's just going to let one fly back of the end zone for Dobbins, and it's too far out the back. May had a chance there to put that ball in play, but now third down and long. Beckett, he's rolling right again, and he's got a wide open man on the run, and it's Michael Trigg. Touchdown, Baylor, and a blown coverage. And you're going to see the replay here. It was a scissor concept. The receiver running the post. The safety made the wrong choice. He decided to cover the post route, left Trigg on the corner wide open, and Baylor's got the lead off a blown coverage. And now West Virginia with the opportunity to try to get a game-winning drive. They go 3 and out, though, and Baylor now with the lead. Big carry here, but it's going to be blown up in the backfield. And now third down and long for this Baylor offense. A flag immediately, and it's not even going to matter. Incomplete pass, and Ebiselli just can't stop grabbing, and that's going to be another holding play. It's not even going to matter, though. So West Virginia's got the football back. Donaldson with the carry, and I feel like he's been a little bit more quiet than some other running backs, but he is comfortably over 100 yards. And now West Virginia with a little screen out, and Donaldson has it. He could do it through the air as well. First down to the 40-yard line. And now with 6 minutes to play, just about play action. Mark Cole to throw it outside. That's going to be caught for the first down, now inside the 30. And West Virginia, they need the touchdown to take the lead. A field goal will do them no good, but maybe they can still settle for one if they want to, and they will. Not going for it on fourth down and long. They kick the field goal. It is good. Baylor's going to maintain a 1-point lead here, but they need to keep moving the football, chewing some clock here. A 3-and-out would not be ideal, but unfortunately, that's exactly what it's going to be. West Virginia has the football in great field position. They've seemingly been having good field position all day, and a big completion there. Now at the 30-yard line, hurrying back to the line. It's going to be a handoff to Donaldson. No, it's a play action. Mark Cole with a lot of time in the pocket. Flag on the play. Wide open man, and it's going to be caught inside the 5, but the flag is down, and it's going to be coming back. A little bit of laundry's been thrown around this game. A lot of flags, a lot of mistakes by both sides. And this one's going to cost West Virginia. But Donaldson on the carry is going to get himself a good gain. Now 3rd down and manageable. Mark Cole to throw it. He's going to step up, and he's going to have nowhere to go with the football, and a sack. Baylor forces the field goal try for the lead with just under 2.5 to play. Kick is good. So Baylor's going to have a chance to maybe get a game-winning field goal drive. They've already gotten one before in that Iowa State game. Can they do it again? Beckett to throw, and he's rolling out, trying to extend the play. What has he got here? Throwing a dangerous ball, and that's intercepted. And Beckett, he can't make a throw like that in that situation. And West Virginia now, minute to play, 2nd down and 12. Donaldson, he gets stopped. We still will have an opportunity here, burning a timeout. We could still get the football back, but it'd be a much harder situation. Donaldson does get brought down, so it is a 4th down field goal try. So Baylor will get the football back with about 50 seconds and 1 timeout to try to now get a touchdown here. But Beckett, just the unfortunate play. And speaking of unfortunate, not only a fumble, but Emeselli, he can't even pick it up, and West Virginia does scoop and score. And suddenly the game is over, and Baylor, who held a 4-point lead going into the 4th, allowed 16 and lose by 12. Donaldson, I mean, another running back running wild on us. Josh Beckett, I mean, for all the good he provides, a little frustrating there at the end. The fumble, not as much on him. I mean, he's got to hold on to the football, obviously, but we wouldn't have been in that situation if he didn't throw that interception to begin with. So, you know, that's just something, the growing pains of a true freshman quarterback who is very raw and underdeveloped as a passer. And, you know, at this point being that one read and run type of quarterback who needs to get better, getting through his progressions and not trying to play hero ball and not trying to force it. He did do better over the course of these 4 games. I mean, first 4 games, we have the splits. He threw 8 interceptions in the first 4 games. The next 4, only 3. Now, that last interception was obviously a game sealer, essentially. But, I mean, there is growth, there is improvement, there is things to be positive about as this Baylor team now stands at 4-4 on the season. We'll be heading into the home stretch in the Final 4 in the next episode, where we have a couple of very tough matchups to kind of close out our Big 12 schedule and trying to see if we can get to that bowl eligibility. That's the ultimate goal for this team this season. And I think there are some things that we can kind of take into next year, especially with some of the prospects that we have gotten so far. But obviously the big, elephant in the room, the run defense. Between the 4 starting running backs this episode, 4 games, right at about 600 yards between them. I mean, that is bad. I mean, the worst performance was Donaldson in that West Virginia game, and he went for 130 on us. That needs to get better. I mean, it's impossible for us seemingly to do worse, but, it's been a tale of a lot of different weaknesses being exposed. I mean, the first 2 games of the season with the pass defense, and then you kind of, figured that out a little bit and we're able to win a few games. And then now the run defense is getting exposed, and now we're kind of win one, lose one, win one, lose one. I mean, that's kind of the trend that we were on for a little bit. And we're now sitting here at 500 looking for something to kind of cling on to and trying to get to that successful point in the season where we can win 6 games. It's going to be difficult to try to get there with our schedule, but we have 1 commit left in this episode, and we will introduce you to Manu Thrasher. Cool name for a power back. As an overall player, he's nothing crazy, definitely someone that we don't project to be like a primary number 1 runner, but someone that we do want to get into the backfield because, Dawson Pendergrass is our power back right now, but he's just been kind of underwhelming. I mean, we tried to throw him a bone a little bit and give him a carry in the West Virginia game, and he immediately fumbled it away. I mean, if there's one thing to really, look at our backfield and say, man, that's really impressive. I mean, our backfield, a lot of backfields do have like that thunder and lightning combo. Our backfield is lightning, lightning, and lightning. I mean, with Beckett, Jones and Reese. I mean, it's just all speed, all explosiveness. We don't have that thunder. Maybe Thrasher could eventually grow into being that thunder player for us, because we would like a short yardage, close back for these goal line or short yardage, 4th and inches situations instead of always going to quarterback keepers. But you can see what the stats look like on the season and where we stand in the Big 12 and what everything has been like the first 8 games of the season. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think of the prospects that we had commit, what you think of the team and how they performed over these 4 games. And like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. That would really help out and be much appreciated as I continue to get this Baylor series out that I enjoy very much so. And we will finish out the regular season in the next episode, so I will see you guys all for the final 4 games of the regular season for Baylor Dynasty.